Hello everyone, welcome. I'm going to create two cards with Spellbinders Small Die of the Month for April. This one is really unique. It includes this large die and it says thanks. And I created two 3.5 by 7-inch cards with this. I guess it's a mini slimline. And it also includes the letters to the thanks. And these are neat too because they have these diagonal stripes on them. They're really cute. This is what it looks like when it's all cut out. You just got to pop out the little embroidery holes in this. And I'm going to do something I've never done before on a card. I'm going to do a little bit of embroidery. So I cut out my panel with white cardstock, and then the letters I cut out with brushed silver cardstock. And this is what they look like when they're all cut out. It's hard to see the striped detail. Most of this I did off camera because it did take a while. You're going to want to give this to someone that you really love because it is so time intensive, but it was so much fun to do. That's a look at the back of it, and I secured all my ends with some double-sided adhesive that comes in the card kit of the month. I used several different colors of embroidery thread, and I split it up. So it comes with 6 threads, and then you can just pull apart however many you want, and I pulled out 3. You could even do less. I wouldn't recommend doing more because the holes are kind of small. So I'm going to show you the leaves. You can do them many different ways. You can fill in the leaf or you can go around the perimeter. I'm going to fill in this one. And so you're going to want to go in the middle and then in the edging and just keep going back and forth doing that. So you go up the side and then down the center of this leaf until you go all the way around. And I had so much fun. I haven't embroidered for a very long time, and I've never embroidered on paper, but I just love the results. I'm going to show you a very easy way to create this card as well here in just a minute. But I wanted to show you just a little peek at how I did this. I had to look up YouTube tutorials on how to embroider. It's been such a long time, but there are a lot of tutorials on embroidering out there. But yes, definitely give this to someone who's not going to throw it away. I'll probably send mine to my mom. She keeps all my cards. So it is pretty fast once you get the hang of it, but there's a lot to embroider on this piece. But look how pretty that is. It's just going to be a major wow factor when you send this out to the mail to someone. And then once I'm done with a particular color, I just use the double-sided adhesive, like I said, and tape down the ends. I think if I were to redo this, I would use 2 strands instead of 3. It does get a little hard to pull through the middle section with 3 strands, but it wasn't bad. Okay, so here it is all done. I'm going to snip off the ends. Before I do that, though, I am going to tape it down, and you're going to want to make sure you tape it down where it won't show through any of the openings of this die cut piece. Now I can just trim off the ends right next to the double-sided adhesive. I went ahead and cut out my card base with white cardstock. And here that is. Again, it's 3.5 by 7. So I actually cut out a 7 by 7 piece and then scored it down the middle. I'm also using one of my favorite new colors from Spellbinders. It's called Teal Topaz. They have a lot of gorgeous new heavyweight cardstocks in the shop. Okay, so I'm going to peel off all of the release paper. And I'm even going to add a little bit of glue just here and there. I don't want it to ooze out of the sides, so I'm just putting little dabs. And then I'm going to put this down flat on this piece of Teal Topaz. I think those colors just go beautifully with the teal. I went ahead and I put some foam strips behind my thanks letters. And this is fun just to attach these over this die cut. This brushed silver cardstock is new in the shop as well, and it just has the most beautiful sheen to it. It's a lot more subtle than the mirror cardstock, of course, but when you turn it in the light, you'll see a beautiful shine. So let's speed this up here. Just trying to get these in place so they're even across the panel. But isn't this a stunning thank you card? Okay, here's the last letter. And now I'm going to adhere this down onto my card base with a little more liquid adhesive. I'm hoping that Spellbinders comes out with more embroidery dies, because this was just so much fun to do. And this will fit the card base completely. And that's all I did for this card. I didn't want to add any gems. The embroidery just speaks for itself. Here's a close-up look. I'm trying to hold it in the light so you can see the shine on that brushed silver cardstock. Okay, card number 2 is really super fast. I cut it out again with white cardstock. And I'm just using some finger daubers and some Distress Oxide ink to color in the flowers. So I have 3 different colors here. I'm using Worn Lipstick, Peacock Feathers, and Twisted Citron. And I kind of like the sponged look. I'm not going too dark on this, because I like the texture that these finger daubers provide. The little berries, or they could be small buds, are going to be the teal peacock feathers. And I'm going to use the Twisted Citron on all of the leaves and the stems next. And then I come in with another pink for the larger flowers, the 2 larger ones. I'm going to skip ahead here in just a sec because I'm sure you get the general idea. This was really fun to do. Okay, now for a little bit of picked raspberry on the last 2 flowers. I think this would be pretty on colored, kind of a pale colored cardstock too, because these Distress Oxide inks would show up really nicely. But I thought I'd just cut them both out with white this time. And here it is all done. I love this corrugated paper from Spellbinders. I've been using this on a lot of cards lately, but I cut this down to 3.5 by 7. And I'm going to adhere this die cut down flat with a little more liquid adhesive. I love craft cardstock anyway, but this corrugated textured cardstock is so much fun to play with. I'm going through it pretty fast, so I'm going to have to get some more. Okay, we'll just put that down. I used some more of the teal topaz cardstock to cut out the letters this time. And again, I'm going to pop them up with foam strips and put these in place. And I love how that just pops off of the white cardstock. I put these letters down kind of crooked, but I do come back and fix that here in just a minute. So let's adhere this down with more liquid adhesive. I like how this cardstock has a flat side too. It makes it easy to glue down. I'm going to pull out my Wink of Stella and add a little bit of sparkle over the letters. It's just easy and fun to add a little bit of extra sparkle with these glitter pens. And I'm putting this down kind of thick so that I get a lot of glitter on these. My last step is going to be putting on some different colored gemstones. And these matched really well with the colors that I use. So I'm using some yellows and pinks and blues. And I'm just putting a little bit of glue around the center hole. and then putting them on these berries and flowers. I didn't put any on the leaves, but this just kind of steps it up a little bit more. And then here's a close-up look. I really don't know which one I like better, the embroidered one or this one. This one was definitely a lot faster to do. Here's a look at both of them now. Let me know in the comments below which one you guys like. So I will have all of the links to these products listed below. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful crafty day. Bye!